Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, June 12th through Sunday, June 18th, 2017. For this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue for the main message for everyone. And then your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Angel Tarot deck, also by Doreen Virtue. I often use one of Doreen Virtue's divination decks, but Spirit, my angels, and guides suggested that I use the Angel Tarot deck. So we're going to be getting a lot of messages from both the Fairy and the Angel Tarot deck for this week. So let's take a look first at your stones of choice so you can think about which of these stones you would like to pick for your special message for the week. This first one is Amazonite. Let's go over here. We have more room on this side of the camera. So Amazonite is a stone that is used to attract money and success by taking a risk, by taking a leap of faith. It's a great business stone, and it's also a very receptive stone, so it allows us to be open and allowing, receptive to some of the changes that might be coming in. Now, the color of this vibrates to both the heart chakra and the throat chakra. It's kind of an in-between sort of color. It's not quite turquoise, but it's in that realm. So we're talking about speaking our truth with the throat chakra, and we're talking about being receptive and open to unconditional love and compassion with the heart chakra. Your second stone of choice is smoky quartz. So smoky quartz, it's a form of quartz, but it's got that smoky brown kind of feeling to it, or color to it, I should say. Now, the smoky quartz helps to collect scattered energy, which, with this being a month of transformation and change, there is a lot of scattered energy out there and a lot of unknowns within the mental realm and what we should be doing. So it helps to dissolve negative energies, collect the scattered energy, give us more of a sense of grounding and focus. And it also helps with emotional blockages and protection as well. Of course, this relates to the root chakra, that chakra, again, that deals with security issues and also with, again, a feeling of being grounded and secure in life. Your last stone of choice. This is yellow calcite. And the yellow calcite is actually a stone for new beginnings. It's got that sunny, light, kind of airy feeling to it. It also brings deep soul healing, especially in the realm of that solar plexus chakra, which we'll talk about in a minute. It helps to open and clear energies, and it also helps to have things stay kind of clear of some of those, again, solar plexus blockages. So let's talk about that. It vibrates to the solar plexus chakra, which is our center of power, where we feel empowered. It's where we have confidence, self-assuredness, confidence, and also a good sense of self-worth and self-esteem. So this stone is going to help to keep that area clean and uplifted so that you feel, or that you're able to utilize all of those energies. So again, your stones of choice are the Amazonite, the smoky quartz, or the yellow calcite. Okay, so we're in the middle of the month of June, and I just want to make mention that if you haven't already watched the monthly angel card reading for the month of June, you might want to go back to my YouTube channel under Colleen Lemma and watch that monthly reading. It's going to explain not only some of the highlights of the month, astrologically speaking, but it does talk about that karmic number 16 universal month energy that we're all in, which again relates to the Tower card energy, which brings about huge changes, redirections, transformations on our path. And a lot of times those redirections are confusing, sudden, unexpected, and brings an element sometimes of challenge. But if we kind of go within ourselves, if we continue to stay tuned in and balanced within our higher soul essence, this is going to help us move through some of those energies and continue to be tapped into a higher sense of wisdom, a higher sense of knowledge and knowingness of what is the next step for us all. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the astrology of this week. So on Tuesday the 13th, Mercury seems to be highlighted for this week because Mercury is connecting with 3 planets. On Tuesday, Mercury, which is the planet of the mental realm, and it rules all forms of communication, messages, ideas, inspirations, thoughts, it's going to actually start out by making a positive aspect with Jupiter. Now, Jupiter just recently went to direct motion on the 7th, so that was last week. Jupiter is about our belief systems, and it's in the sign of Libra, which deals with balance, harmony, also partnerships and relationships. So I feel like Mercury being in the sign of Gemini now, because it just went into Gemini last week as well, it's connecting it to Jupiter in a very positive way. It's going to, I just feel there's going to be a lot of communications, okay, really. I mean, Mercury in Gemini by itself is going to be a lot of communications, and Mercury is going to be in Gemini for 2.5 to 3 weeks. But with it connecting with Jupiter, Jupiter likes to expand things and make things bigger, you know, it grows things. And so the communication, the information, the messages, whether it be from other people or whether it be from your angels and guides or from spirit, it's going to be coming in by the buckets full. So stay open to that. Now, also on the same day, Tuesday, the 13th, Mercury then moves on from that positive connection with Jupiter, and it has a challenging connection also at the same time with Neptune. Now, Neptune is a spiritual planet, yes, but this is a challenging aspect. The shadow side of Neptune is about confusion, things not making any sense, not feeling grounded. It's actually a good aspect to do some meditation, but Mercury challenging Neptune could bring some deceptive information or confusing information or unclear conversations and communications with others. Either they don't understand you or you don't really understand them and what they're trying to say. So with both Jupiter and Neptune coming into contact with Mercury on Tuesday, I would say there's going to be a lot of information coming towards you, but make sure that you tune in and you feel out, is this an accurate message? Is the information I'm getting accurate? Or is it clear? Or do I need to reiterate it and try to really understand what this person is saying? Make sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, and reiterate. And it doesn't mean that necessarily someone's trying to be deceptive, but it just could be that they're not being very clear with the information, or that you're hearing it maybe incorrectly or coloring it in some way. So just make sure on that day, with all the information that will be coming in, not just on that day, but probably all week, and again with Mercury being in Gemini for the next few weeks, make sure on and around this day that you are just double checking the information, going within and checking in with your higher self and saying, does this feel right? Does this feel accurate? Or if it has to do with any kind of contract or business communication, make sure you get something in writing and look at that and make sure that what you read is very accurate, okay? All right, now on Thursday, the 15th, the Sun in Gemini is going to be opposing Saturn in Sagittarius. So on and around that day with the Sun opposing Saturn, the Sun is our identity, it's our personality, it's how we shine our light. And with the Sun in Gemini, it again wants to shine its light in all aspects of communication, speaking, teaching, writing, learning, blogging, anything to do with communication. With it opposing Saturn, there might be a little bit of doubt or a little bit of restrictive energy that kind of comes in. I don't feel like it's going to be anything big. I don't think like it's going to last very long. This is a transit that is over in about a day. But just know on or around that day, you may run into some sort of, a challenging energy regarding some form of communication, or something's delayed. That's a good way to say it. It's like something might be delayed, a message is delayed, information is delayed, a contract is delayed, there's something that might be delayed. And it usually has to do with other people or someone outside of us with this kind of a transit, with an opposition. But again, Saturn and Sagittarius can also be a manifester of blessings. So through communication, through messages, through writing, through any form of communication, there could be some sort of hidden blessing or some sort of blessing that's delayed but that's coming in for us. On Friday the 16th, Neptune is going to be going retrograde, and it's going retrograde at 14 degrees of Pisces. Now, Neptune is a very slow-moving planet, so it's going to be retrograde a really long time. It's going to be in retrograde motion until towards the end of November. But right at the time period when a planet goes either direct or goes retrograde, it heightens the energy or intensifies the energy of that planet and the sign that it's in. So in this case, we're talking about Neptune and Pisces. And Pisces actually is the sign that Neptune rules. So this is a very spiritual energy. So it's going to heighten all things spiritual. It's going to heighten our visions, our meditations, our creative work, our channeling work. Neptune also, though, is the planet of, again, as I mentioned earlier, confusion, delusion, things not being clear, not being grounded. So it also is heightening these energies as well. Neptune also does rule addiction kinds of tendencies. You might see stories in the news or out in the world, things going on that deal with, like alcohol or drug addiction, things like that. Or again, something that's very confusing or unusual in some way, that it just doesn't make any sense. Neptune, again, is a very spiritual planet, so utilize it in the best way possible by tuning into the energies of your angels and guides, by tuning into your higher self, and really utilize this time period to receive information from Spirit, to intuit that information, that special divine guidance that you may be seeking in your life. Okay, on Sunday, the 18th, Mercury, so here we are with Mercury again. Now Mercury opposes Saturn, okay? So the Sun opposed Saturn on Thursday, Mercury opposes Saturn on Sunday. So again, maybe some sort of delay here. Delay with information, delay with communication, but also it could, with Saturn, bring in the beginning of manifestation of something, a beginning of the manifestation of some idea, of some inspiration that you have, a thought in your mind. Actually, this is a great connection for putting out your intentions to the universe. And although we did have a full moon last week, you can put out intentions to the universe anytime you would like. If you did put out intentions to the universe for the full moon, I would follow it up in this week, especially as we near Sunday with Mercury opposing Saturn. This could be the beginning of the manifestation of an idea, an inspiration of something, a thought that you had in your head, a projection, an intention that you sent out to the universe. So a lot going on with the information realm with all that Mercury stuff happening. So let's go ahead and see what the messages from our angels and guides are for the week. Now, I did go ahead and I meditated on the week, and I asked Spirit to give me the 3 cards that would best explain for everyone the energies of the week. So the first card that we have here, let's turn it over, is the 4 of Autumn. Okay, and I'll show it to you in just a second. I'll read it first. The 4 of Autumn, which is the 4 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot deck. It says, manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Okay, so here's the card. And the 4 of Pentacles, it does sometimes mean that we're feeling restricted or limited with our money, or we're being miserly in some way with our money, or have those fears or insecurities about money. Venus did go into Taurus last week, so I'm not surprised that this came up, although we're not talking about Venus in the astrology this week. But Venus is the planet that rules money and finances. She also rules relationships and partnerships, of course. But in the sign of Taurus, Taurus is about money. It's about financial resources. It's about our personal possessions and other types of resources. And so while Venus is in Taurus, money is highlighted, finances are highlighted. So this is saying to me to not restrict yourselves, to not get caught up in lack mentality or poverty consciousness. I feel like we really have to be open and trusting beyond what we might see in our reality with what's going on. It's like we can look out there in the third dimensional world and see some of the things that are happening around us, or a circumstance or situation that we might be in. But if we start to close down and go into fear, and we start to look at things as glass half empty and have that, again, that poverty consciousness mentality, then we're just going to create more of that. So it does say to manage your finances wisely, so there is something to that too. And I guess when I think about this and look at the transits for the week, Mercury trining Jupiter, and although Mercury doesn't rule finances necessarily, but Jupiter likes to do things in a big way. And since Jupiter just went to direct motion, so it's still kind of at a standstill from turning to direct motion on the 7th, it can have that highlighted effect of intensifying this extravagance type of mentality. So I think all this is saying is to not be overly extravagant, but not to go into poverty or lack consciousness either. Try to attain some sort of a good balance between the two. Let me go ahead and take a look at this and see if there's anything else. Okay, so they're saying that they're talking about lists, like you might want to make a list of things that need to be looked at, or like like things that I have to do, my to-do list, but almost on a financial level. So making sure that you have the ins and outs of the money and what's going to be happening that you know of down on paper, so that you can see how much you might have to play with, so to speak, and really what needs to be done. I feel like maybe some of you out there, maybe you're missing something, especially with Neptune kind of at a standstill. Neptune, again, can bring this cloudy, confusing, not grounded kind of energy. So I feel like there's things that need to be taken care of, and making a list will help to solidify what those things are, because you may in fact just overlook unintentionally or forget something that needs to be taken care of for this week. So just go ahead and make a list of things to do, and it doesn't have to be all money related, but just put the steps down. What do I need to do this week, or what do I need to do this month to be able to move forward? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the next card. Maybe it will give us more information. And in actuality, when I pulled the second card, 2 cards came out, and so I asked Spirit if both of those cards were the second card, and Spirit said yes. So let's go ahead and take a look at those next 2 cards. And the first card is the Princess of Winter. This is the Page of Air, or the Page of Swords in the traditional tarot deck. And this says inquisitive, truthful, realistic, undiplomatic. And it says at the bottom, information. So there's that information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Speaking the truth with kindness, and then it does relate sometimes to an indigo child or adult, which is more of a rebel sort of child, someone who speaks their truth and doesn't try to sugarcoat it, okay? And that could be an actual child or indigo child. It could be us as an adult, but we're still the indigo children. So there's information, a communication that's coming, and again, it's helpful and informational, but could also be challenging in some way for us to hear. And I really feel like that probably is an accurate thing, again, with Mercury making that challenging aspect to Neptune. And then later in the week, it opposes Saturn, which is considered also a somewhat challenging aspect, but we can always turn those challenging aspects into something much more positive if we understand the energies. So I feel like, again, communication is highlighted here. I feel like they're saying it's something, though, that can very much empower us if we look at things from a different perspective. So allow yourself to be open to a different way of thinking about something. Just because there's information or communication that comes in that's challenging doesn't always mean that there's not something positive about it. If we look at things from a different perspective, you're going to see the truth of what it is you need to know because of that circumstance. There's always something that we're being led to. There's always something that we're supposed to learn, and we're being guided in the right direction. So sometimes even challenges, again, bring us to the right place. Okay? Now let's look at the next card that was part of the second card. Okay, so this is very interesting because this was the Princess of Winter, or the Page of Air. This is the Prince of Winter. Isn't that interesting? They came out together, two cards, and like almost like they were stuck together, but they weren't. This is the Prince of Air, which is like the Knight of Air, the Knight of Swords. The message at the top, actually the keywords are intellectual, determined, focused, impulsive. Okay? Seek out intellectual solutions to your problems or to your challenges. I like that word better than problems. The need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected changes. So very interesting that these two came in together, okay? And I read this one first. I feel like there's information coming, may be difficult to hear or may pose some sort of challenge, even though there's probably a blessing in disguise. And then this one says that you have to act quickly. The Knight of Air acts quickly. He's like very quick to come back with some sort of information himself, quick to come back with an answer, quick to make a decision. So there's going to be some sort of unexpected something that comes into play. Now, as to whether or not it's feels like a challenge or feels positive, we'll see what the last card is. But again, ultimately, everything is leading us in the right direction. Okay. Remember, the need to act quickly and decisively. Okay, I really feel like that's kind of a key right there. Okay, don't be impulsive. They're saying don't be impulsive, like the keyword at the top says impulsive. You don't have to be impulsive, but don't take so long that you may miss an opportunity, or don't take so long that, that idea or possibility passes you by either. So you have to act quickly, but don't be too impulsive. Okay, let's look at the last card. Okay, we have another court card, but this time it's the Queen of Spring, which is related to the fire suit. And the Queen of Spring says brilliant, loyal, talented, and friendly. It says believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. And I've had so many wonderful people that have been helping me, and there's wonderful people out there that want to help you too, and that they're there for you, along with your angels and guides. It says maintain a balance between work and home life. Okay, so believe in yourself. The Queen of Spring, this can be a woman, a strong woman, a courageous woman, a confident woman, a woman with a take charge leadership kind of attitude. So whatever this decisive decision kind of thing is that you might have to work through from the Prince of Winter and the Princess of Winter that came beforehand, this actually might be coming from a woman. It might be coming from a strong woman, a woman that's in some sort of a leadership position, a woman that's very spiritual, but also perhaps very powerful as well. But she owns that power very well, and she uses it very wisely. I feel here this is a very, again, the fire suit is a very creative energy, a very passionate energy. And this can either be qualities we have to emulate within ourselves, or allow ourselves to be able to project, or again, the court cards can often mean that there's other people involved. So with all these court cards, the princess, the prince, the queen, this might in fact be saying that there are other people out there that are going to come in, that are going to step forward, that are going to help you. Also, they're saying, remember that you can ask for help too. Don't feel like you can't share with anybody what's going on, or ask for help. If nobody knows what you're going through, then how is anybody going to know that you need some sort of assistance or help? Okay, so whether these people are professional people in organizations that can help you, or friends or loved ones, family, or even strangers, make sure that you're putting out to the universe and asking you know, all the Mercury stuff that's going on. Ask for that assistance because it looks like it's going to be forthcoming. Now let's go ahead and see what your special message card is according to your stone of choice. So for those of you that chose the Amazonite, let's give the Angel Tarot cards a shuffle. This one's sticking out. So Amazonite people, the Eight of Water comes up for you. And this says a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. Okay, so whatever situation you've been in, you've emotionally outgrown it. It's somehow emotionally disempowering to you, whatever it is. And it's time for you to move on. You want to move on. There's a part of you that wants to move on. Consciously, there may be some fear or anxiety, but deep, deep in your soul, if you go deep within, you feel that you've wanted to move on. You want something more. You want more happiness, more joy, more abundance, more prosperity, more excitement, more adventure. Okay, so it's time to allow yourself to bring that in. You know, don't hold back, don't disempower yourself anymore. So move on and find these cups here at the bottom that are still upright and standing, that will bring you that joy, that happiness, that fulfillment, that abundance, and that prosperity. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the message for the people that chose the smoky quartz. So let's give this, okay, that one just popped right up there. Smoky quartz, Page of Fire. Okay. So here's another court card. This is the Page of Wands. It says, outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. I hope I said that right. I should know that word. Okay, the Page of Fire. So again, messages, messages, messages. There's lots of messages coming in because we had the Princess of Winter or the Page of Air from the Fairy deck, and now we have the Page of Fire from the Angel deck. So this is going to be a spiritual message, a creative message, a passionate message. There's something new that's coming. And to me, the fire suit is usually most positive. So I feel like there's new positive things that are coming. A communication is coming, a message is coming, either from spirit or from another person that's going to be very helpful for you in this week. So stay open. And again, I think there's a lot of messages and communications going on, networking with other people going on, that's going to be bringing in whatever this opportunity might be. Okay, let's take a look at the special message card for the yellow calcite people. Okay, this one stuck right up. Nope, we got two, so I'm gonna shuffle that just a bit more. Okay, all right, this one. Ten of Water, beautiful card. Okay, it says a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. So again, first of all, trust that those people that are going to be able to help you will help you. With this card, I feel like these are people that you know really well, good friends, family members, loved ones. And if they're not people that you know well, then it's part of your soul family. Because to me, this is like very family-oriented, emotional connection-oriented. So this could be new people coming in that's part of your soul family, but whoever they are, you feel an emotional connection to these people in some way, shape, or form. And of course, the other message that stands out with this is that your needs are met, okay? If you're needing some sort of financial assistance, that's going to be met. If you're needing some sort of emotional support, that need is going to be met. So this is like the ultimate fulfillment card on the emotional level, okay? So I feel like you're coming into a time soon where you're going to be able to breathe a sigh of relief and have that contentment, that peace and that balance that you're seeking. So I hope everyone has liked this weekly angel card reading. Thank you all for your love and support, for your messages, your kindness. I love each and every one of you, and I'm so grateful and thankful to have you all in my life, even if it's just on an energy level. So I send you all many, many blessings of love and light. Until we meet again, namaste.